People have forgotten why we were going to the moon. Russia was kicking our butts. They had these huge missiles and rockets and technology that was very advanced. And Kennedy came up with the idea that we would choose to go to the moon and kind of leapfrog and get ahead of the Russians. So we did that, and this particular video is dedicated to the women that worked on the Apollo space program. Anyway, this gal, Barbara Menefee, summed it up in a good way, and people asked her if they did a good job. Said, "We got them up there and back, didn't we?" So I think that's probably a good response. She was one of the gals that actually built this bird in Downey, and she was in subsystems assembly tubing and mock-up, and she did a lot of work on the Apollo throughout the program. Anyway, this is the women that would work at Downey and all the different places that were building the spacecraft and rockets and things of this nature for this country. As the Apollos were being completed, they would get these, take pictures of the crews that were involved with those particular birds, have pictures of the people from Apollo 13. Anyway, this is from Building 2. These people worked in Building 290 in Downey for North American Aviation, Rockwell. This was the testing area, and the command module and the service module were made there. These are, again, like I said, these are group photos. The spacecraft numbers were different than the Apollo numbers. They were a factory number given to them. So I put the Apollo numbers so you can understand which birds are which. It's a little confusing when I first saw them, but that's the way the NASA decided to do it. This way they could just substitute different birds whenever they wanted. They could give different numbers, and we had our own number. We had to keep ours straight, so they could switch them around if they want after construction. So they weren't actually assigned a number until they got put on the bird, on the Saturn rocket. These are a few more photos of the gals. This ones are the ones that worked in Building 1, and they got during process. And these are a few photos from some of the gals that were awarded like beauty queens and things. And here is the people in Building 1. They were doing assembly work, and Building 1 was different. It's just it was more where it was like a giant factory. They made all the parts and things, and it was important. Now this gal here is from Mission Control, Texas, and she's, I don't know if she's maybe a NASA employee, but that was one of our facilities too. So maybe it's our. Now this gal is definitely she's in Kennedy Space Center, and she's probably a Rockwell employee, because that's the A stations were run primarily with our people, and these are pictures of the A station where she works at. So it's pretty impressive. And we're back to Building 1. They're showing the gals working in that area. They had a party there, and it was not all work all the time. So it was, but most of the time it was. And these are pictures of some of the gals that are involved in with the guys getting awards there, and their group film. These are young girls that came visit us as visitors to the company. And this is, I believe this might be from the space shuttle, but these are a couple of gals involved in that too. It looks like a mock-up. And here we get into these secretaries. We had tons of secretaries. They were really good people. They actually ran the company, because the bosses have them distribute the work to the guys and everything else. So they were in control. They also did our typing for us. It was too much for her. They sent it down to the typing pool. So they had a bunch of women down there too, and they were doing all the typing for the engineers there. I didn't see too many engineers working. We were Building 6, and there wasn't that many engineers at times. But later on, they started getting, when the space shuttle started, there was a big push to get women and engineers in there, and the climate changed. So it was for the best. And this is the medical for giving blood. And that was a big thing in that day, to give out blood and to help our boys overseas. The Vietnam War was going on then too. So this is a girl doing some kind of approval of something. She works in where some more gals that we have there worked in the offices. And we had quite a bit of women working there. I'd say there was more women working than guys. There was a ton of assemblers. There was they were in testing everything, and then the gals all the secretaries were primarily women. I didn't see any men. They're very good. They're very efficient, and they were really nice too. They were like these guys. All the gals that worked in the plant were very courteous, and they were polite with everybody. We were a team, and everybody worked together. There was a lot of cooperation between departments and stuff. There was a lot of secrecy between departments because all this was secret, so they had to not talk about those kind of issues. But things that we had to communicate that had nothing to do with the product, we get done some of the paperwork and things of that nature. So this is my group here that would work in facilities, and here's the pictures. They were going to be selling some pictures of this guild. There's some recreational shots they shot. That's from our company newspaper. And it was from Rockwell Space Division, and this gal was working in shipping, and they were doing some savings there for the and it was this affirmative action people they had, and they had these deals that they show in the paper, all the 25-year and the 50-year employees, and this is one of the gals on the Apollo. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was spacecraft 009, and this gal is from Collins actually, but that's another Rockwell facility. And posthumous honor, they get some more some scaffolding there, and another award. There was a lot of pictures of awards because they were put in their group shots. This is a visitor's gallery to the space to the factory where they do the testing, building 290. And you could go. The employees were invited to go in the lunch hour to go see the other people work. It looked really good in there. It looked like, it's very modern and spacious, if you want to say anything. And another award, a commendation she got. And these gals, I don't know what they had. Perfect part. Okay, that's what they did it. And, another pride was a thing they had that was going all the time. They pushed pride so that people would do good work. It worked. Everybody had a lot of pride in the work here. This is from Seal Beach, and they had some of these people working there too. We were doing the second stage there. Again, some more awards, and this is showing some of the things for the secretaries again. We had, like I said, we had lots of secretaries there, and they're showing some of the things the employees could get. That particular one, they were giving out to the employees. This shows the moon. Another secretary's workshop there was going on, and here's some gals banging away on keys, electric. Now this is key punch. This is different. Now these were used for the computers, and you get a card in there that had little holes in it, and that's a picture of a key punch machine. These things are essential because you get one word per. We had stacks and stacks to just load the computer, thousands and thousands to make just one line of code. And here's this one was they were making putting key punch cards with photos in them, and then they would put the photos into the computer and run them out to monitors or throughout the plant so people could look at the drawings and things, blueprints and things. So you didn't have to be running around to the blueprint. Here's the other gals that's running the computer itself. And here's an idea what they could go down. You could take a look at on your drawings there. And here, this is another. This is from the photo people. And this is a Black History. There was they were pushing Black History quite a bit at the plant, and it was during the late '60s here, and it was a successful program that it helped some of the employees get promoted too. So it gave everybody an equal opportunity that was required. This is one of the photo rooms that they're developing, stuff of that nature. And these are a bunch of women engineers that came to visit. And these are the people working in the harness group. And these some gals come up with their own idea of how to make this particular spies. And this is, so they were looking to people I think landed on the moon on TV monitors. We hadn't barely won. Again, the awards coming out again. These gals got the awards right with the guys. This is probably the secretary for that group. Get an idea what they look like. So this employee, she's an engineer, and they give us gold rings for the outstanding employees of that division. And I was lucky to get one, and she got one too. She was Irene Young. I still remember we got that award, and that's a picture of her award. And this is that's all, folks. Thanks for watching my video. Goodbye now.